Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Another read for the day. Let's see what we got for you. Spirits, can we please give Pisces some good news? What's going on for them? Also, please note these are general messages. They will not resonate for everybody, so just take the messages that do and leave the rest. If you want a reading that is specific to your situation, please go ahead and book online, and you can find a link to my website in the description box below. King of Cups looks to be the main situation for you right now. I love that card. It is quite beautiful. The King of Cups usually represents somebody who's mature and compassionate. Okay, and in a general context, it's about kindness, compassion, and wisdom. So maybe you're going to be finding a balance between your mind and your heart regarding some situation. Some of you might be learning to control your emotions and you're finding the wisdom to accept the things that you can't change. Some of you may be gaining a deeper level of emotional maturity. Some of you might find that you're becoming more calmer or more sympathetic to others and tolerant. Like all of the cups court cards, it represents emotion or creativity or artistic ability and intuition, but in a more balanced form. The King of Cups is somebody who's usually caring, affectionate, and empathetic. They are usually good listeners, diplomatic, and easygoing. Usually, it could be an older male or older masculine energy that will give you sound advice and also act as a calming influence in your life. It's possible this person has light hair. Also, this type of person usually has very little enemies because they're quite well liked and get along with the majority of people. This type of individual does lack the drive to pursue material wealth usually because they're more focused on the emotional side of life. They're usually family orientated and could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So this could be about you, or this could be somebody that you are dealing with. If they've been in prison, if somebody you know has been incarcerated, they might be getting released. So that could be a help to a situation, but somebody also could be escaping or finding freedom from a situation or release for that matter. Or maybe there's some solutions if there was some issue, like we were saying with this King of Cups energy. This Eight of Swords also speaks to finding solutions and other options. So maybe somebody's going to come along and help you find a solution if you can't figure it out yourself. For others of you, it can signify relieving pressure or releasing anxiety and facing fears and truths, right? Some of you are finally finding some self-belief and you're ignoring criticism and you're standing up to abuse and taking back control. Right on, Pisces. You might feel clear-minded and empowered, maybe even mentally strong or hopeful. Some may be ready for healing or to ask for help. And interestingly, the King of Cups can be a counselor as well. So some of you might be getting some counseling to help with whatever situation it is. If someone's been kind of emotionally punishing you in some way, shape, or form, that could end now. Like say if you were getting the silent treatment or if someone was just ignoring you, it looks as though that's coming to an end as well, which is fantastic. I really like that release. What's in the subconscious? Excellent. Funny, you had this card in the first reading this morning, but it was in the upright position in your subconscious. And it was about daydreaming and not seeing things for what they really were. So it looks as though some of you are starting to see the reality of a situation, which is good because when you face the reality, it helps to make better decisions, right? When we free ourselves from that illusion, if you will. It could indicate maybe that you found more clarity. So as well, that's backing up that Eight of Swords energy. Maybe you're getting back to reality after that period of indulging in fantasies or living in a dream world. Some may be starting to act decisively and to see the correct path for themselves clearly. So again, more clarity here. And even if you felt previously indecisive or lost, you're starting to get that reality check, which is great. And you might be feeling free now from any restrictions that you felt were imposed upon you previously. That's brilliant. What is the situation that led up to this? The world. Yeah. But it came up in reverse. So that you may not have felt as though you had a lot of opportunities. Maybe you just thought you couldn't do something. Maybe life was a little bit stagnant, or you felt as though, it was a disappointment or a burden. And there was definitely a lack of completion here. So, whatever the situation was that was keeping you stuck, the good news is in the past there was stagnation, but some of you are starting to take action now. Let's see what your focus is. What is Pisces focus? Brilliant. This is coming out sideways. So, you're slowly starting to take back control of your life. Sorry, I'll let that pass. So, either you're starting to find some stability, or maybe someone that you can depend on, some protectiveness. Maybe you're starting to protect yourself, or you're starting to take some authority over your life. But for others of you, because it's come out sideways, your focus is starting to shift to that. As before, it would seem like you were stuck in a situation where there was an abuse of power, or somebody or something that was excessively controlling, or maybe it was very rigid, or maybe you were dealing with someone that was very stubborn. Okay. This also speaks to an absent father. So maybe that's something that you went through, and now you're trying to change the dynamics with your children, and you're trying to be around more for them. That's just for some people. Okay. And for others of you, yeah, it's just about being powerful and grounded. But be careful to not become too stubborn, right? Because sometimes our egos will go into overdrive when we're trying to protect ourselves. See what's in the near future for Pisces. Near future. Beautiful magician energy. This is what I like to see. You guys have been going through something, but you're starting to find your power, just like with this emperor. And not only that, but you're going to start using it to your advantage. You're going to realize that you do have power and that you can influence a situation. You're also going to be diving into your own resources, or your skills for that matter. You're going to find out that you have the ability and the logic and the intellect, right? Some of you may even be psychic. Okay, so you might be working on creating a business based on your psychic gifts, which could be the case, but it's definitely saying that you have all of the abilities and the skills that you need to be successful. And not only that, but the universe is also aligning, right, to bring positive changes your way. So it shows you got to use your intellect, your concentration, and willpower to make things happen. And you can do it. I think that this reading here is trying to push you and give you that boost that you need to make the changes in your life from this stagnant energy back here into how you want it to be. You're taking back some control here, and that's fantastic. Let's see how you're showing up. The Hierophant. Look at you. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. So you're definitely going through a big change right now. And I think that this is signifying that you're showing up and being true to your beliefs, your traditional values, possibly. You're being committed to your cause, whatever that is. You're being committed to what it is that you want, and you're going to go for it. And again, this is about institutions. Some of you could be learning. Maybe you're getting that advice like we were talking about back here. Maybe some spiritual wisdom, whatever be the case. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe some of you have been working very hard on your spiritual development, and now it's starting to grow, and that's where you are focused. For others of you, some of you might be focused on a commitment of some sort. But it represents finding a counselor or a mentor of some sort that can provide you with wisdom or guidance, or even a spiritual or religious advisor of some sort. It could be a priest or a vicar or a preacher or an imam or a rabbi, a monk, even. Um, and I think it's because you've been dealing in the past with people who are so set in their ways, and maybe to the point where you lost sight of yourself, but now you're going to start getting that back. Okay? You're getting back to your own traditions and the things that make you happy and the things that you want. Let's see what the environmental energy is around you. Chariot, beautiful. Another major arcana. You could be dealing with a Cancerian, but the chariot is about victory and it's overcoming obstacles. So, whatever energy is in your environment right now, it's going to help you overcome anything that you've been dealing with, but it also represents success or ambition or determination, willpower, control, self-discipline, hard work, and focus, which I think is coming into play with that Emperor card and using the tools that you have to make whatever this is happens, right? Now, it's not without its challenges though. Like there may be still obstacles, but if you stay focused and keep your composure, it speaks to being very confident in your abilities because you got a major change here coming up. Whether you're leaving some situation that made you feel restricted, whatever be the case, you're starting to see the reality and you're putting plans into motion. Brilliance. And I feel that somebody's going to come along and help you. Another major arcana. What? Now you've got the Hermit. You could be dealing with a Virgo, some of you, but the Hermit speaks to, for advice, using your wisdom, all right? And also the introspection. You got to reconnect with yourself right now. Go in, dig deep, and find that strength and courage that you've got. But again, spiritual enlightenment and soul searching, self reflecting, contemplation, inner guidance, solitude. And it's also speaking of somebody who's very wise and mature and knowledgeable. Okay? So I think you're discovering your true spiritual self or your existence. There's a lot that's been changing for you, and no wonder you're moving forward and you're at such a major point of change in your life. These aren't small situations that you're going through right now. These are actually quite big. And because of it, you are definitely, oh my gosh, you are definitely in change mode, transition. I told you, big changes. So whatever has been possibly very difficult for you in the past here that made you feel restricted or maybe kept you safe, maybe there were some subconscious beliefs that kept you safe from realizing that it's time to take action to make changes. Now you're starting to transition and change. There's something being left behind, which is good, and you're doing it based on your wisdom, and it's because you are in some serious growth. I don't think I have ever done a reading where I've had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 9 cards are major arcanas. Or is it out of 10? What do we got here? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, 7 out of 10 cards are major arcanas. These are major, major life changes. So let's get you another card here for the Hermit. What is this Hermit energy for advice? Again, this defensiveness. This is, I think, third day this is coming up. Surrender defensiveness. Yeah, I think you're no longer going to be fighting the truth of a situation anymore. You're actually going to start accepting it. And once you accept it, that's when all of this major change happens. Wow. And this change, I think, is coming from within you. I'm getting a growth spurt, if you will. Growth spurt. So maybe some of you were even coming into another time in your life, if that makes sense. Like maybe you're emerging from your teens into adulthood, or adulthood into elder, but regardless, what's coming with it is a lot of victory and success, especially on like this Chariot card. I feel like somebody's going to be coming in. It's almost like I'm envisioning somebody comes along and they pick you up and they grab you and they throw you on the chariot and you guys just ride off. You ride off through all of that confusion and leave it all in the past and move towards this clarity. Some could be dealing with a Scorpio, but it's definitely a death of this old situation and a rebirth. It's about staying centered and hearing someone out too. So that's another piece as well, is maybe because something was very comfortable for you in the past, it was easier to just turn a blind eye, right? But we can only do that so long before life can make situations so unbearable that we just need to change it. And change is on the board here. There's something very beautiful. Some of you grief counselors, some of you might become grief counselors, which I just got as well. And it's because you've been through a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And I'm not talking about, you know, little situations here or there. Some of you have suffered great loss in your life and you've become very wise, even to the point of being able to help others. And maybe if you don't even know that you're that talented, I think that you help people grieve and maybe you will spiritually awaken them as well. Because death, believe it or not, is usually the first step to where we start seeking out spirituality, because then we start calling on our spirits to help us through the grief and the pain, and then we open up more to different things, right? Like, what is life about? We start questioning the big things, which all of these cards to me signify. So if you've been rigid in your thinking as of late, it looks as though you no longer need to defend yourself, because some of you may be just holding on to the way that you've always done things because, you know, it was comfortable. And that's normal. That makes sense. We like to stay where we're comfortable, but then it's like the universe comes in with these major arcanas and forces you to change. And it's really about some underlying belief system. I'd really like to know, please, Spirit, what is this Emperor about? What is the Emperor about? Yeah, no longer investing in things that no longer work. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, no, I want to get another clarification card. What is the Magician, please, Spirit, for my Pisces? Right, Four Pentacles. So in the near future, you're going to see all of the tools that you have, and you're going to be holding on tightly to them, though. And I think you're going to keep your plans close to your chest. And I think the reason why is because you're starting to see that if you do share your ideas, somebody may come along and try to sabotage it or stop it from happening. But this is your time for growth. What is the Hierophant, please? Yeah, there we go. Because you've been so committed and stuck in a situation in the past. That's why I think you have this Eight of Swords now in reverse as a help, is this energy to free you from whatever these rigid beliefs were. And if they weren't rigid beliefs of your own, then you're freeing yourself from some controlling energy around you that enforced their belief systems onto you. And what is this Death, please? Death card as the outcome. Queen of Swords, yeah. Cutting things out. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. But again, like I was saying, for some of you who might become grief counselors, you've gone through a lot. This is somebody who has gone through a heck of a lot in their life. And they're honest and truthful. They'll speak candidly. And I think that that wisdom, especially aligned with this hermit energy, is going to help some of you in terms of helping others. And then you can lay down this sword, because maybe you're going to stop protecting yourself so much and use what it is that you've learned to help others. And again, it's speaking about communication in some way, shape, or form, which is again that Queen of Swords. So this is a time that I find that you're going to start believing in yourself, and you're going to be feeling very strong. You're going to approach situations in a very, very firm manner, not one in which you're afraid, but one in which you know that you can deal with. And you're keeping some of your plans secret, which is a good thing. Sometimes it's a good thing, because then you don't allow others the opportunity to come in and try and sabotage it. All right, you guys, whatever this is, whatever the plans you're making are, it looks as though it's going to work out, especially with that Chariot energy. I really feel that you're going to get some support in some way, shape, or form from those around you. All right, Pisces. Well, that's a lot better. This energy is getting better for you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye.